Okay, so the carbon market. It was supposed to be one of our best tools to save the planet. But let's be honest, it's kind of become this chaotic mess, right? It's full of confusing, opaque, and sometimes, yeah, straight up fraudulent credits. But what if the solution wasn't more rules and regulations, but something much simpler, like simple geometry? We're about to dive into a pretty radical new idea that could bring some crystal clear integrity to a really broken system.
First things first, we have to get our heads around a huge accounting error that's at the heart of the whole climate crisis. You see, there are two totally different kinds of carbon action. On one hand, you've got carbon removal. Think of this like paying down the principal on your mortgage. You're actually reducing the total climate debt we've racked up in the atmosphere. But then there's carbon avoidance. This is like only paying the interest. You're not fixing the main problem. You're just, stopping it from getting worse for a little while.
So you'd think we'd be laser focused on paying down that principal, that actual climate debt, right? Well, wrong. And this is kind of mind-blowing. A staggering 90% of all climate finance goes to avoidance projects. We are literally subsidizing businesses that are already profitable to just keep paying the interest, while the really critical work of cleaning up the atmosphere is being starved of the cash it so desperately needs.
And this creates the number one problem for anyone, an individual, a company who's actually trying to do the right thing. With so much money sloshing around in a broken system, how can you possibly tell a world-changing project from a greenwashing scam? What if you could just see the difference?
Okay, this is the Octogem framework, and its core idea is both super simple and absolutely brilliant. A perfect, high-quality carbon credit, it creates a perfect geometric shape. It's that simple. Each project gets scored across 8 different critical facets, everything from its methodology to its social impact, and those scores create this unique visual signature. The key thing to remember, the shape doesn't lie.
And here you can see just how powerful this is. I mean, just look. On the left, that's a nearly perfect gem from a biochar project, a process that turns agricultural waste into super stable carbon. See how it's balanced and strong? Now, look at the right. That fractured, collapsed shape is from the Kariba Red Plus project. And here's the crazy part. The geometry actually predicted the scandal long before the official investigations confirmed all the problems. You can literally see the failure right there in its shape.
But, a rating system is only half the solution. You also need a whole new financial engine to power this thing. And that's where the Bioactive Carbon Bond, or BCB, comes in. It's a 3-layer system. Just think of it like this. The farm is the vehicle. The bioactive carbon that's created in the soil, that's like a battery. And the BCB, well, that's a financial tool that lets you trade the value of that stored carbon. The carbon itself, it stays in the ground forever, while its value can be traded on the market.
Now here's the really crucial difference. A BCB isn't just a one-time payment like a traditional carbon credit. No, it's an appreciating asset. It's backed by living soil that actually gets healthier and stores more carbon over time. I love this quote. It's like if your car battery got stronger with every single charge instead of slowly dying. Imagine that!
This model also completely flips the economics on its head. In the old, broken market, you had all these consultants and brokers who would pocket most of the money, leaving the farmers, the ones actually doing the work, with maybe 20 or 30% of the value. With the BCB system, over 75% of the initial value goes directly to the farmers. It's a total game changer.
Now, if you're going to reward farmers like this, you need to attract serious institutional money. And to do that, you need trust. So BCBs were designed from the ground up to be completely rock solid. The quality is rated by that Octogen framework we just saw. The physical carbon is verified by Control Union. The finances are audited by PwC. And it's all traded on a transparent ledger. This whole stack creates the first carbon asset that's truly built for the world's biggest investors. If this whole idea of building an entire ecosystem from scratch feels a little familiar, well, it should. The whole architecture draws a really powerful parallel to Tesla. See, Tesla's revolution wasn't just the car, it was the battery. And the revolution here isn't just the credit, it's the bioactive carbon in the soil. At the end of the day, both are fundamentally about a better way to store value.
And the parallels, they're pretty stunning. Tesla built superchargers. This system builds biorefineries to create the biochar. Tesla has autopilot intelligence. Octogen provides that autonomous quality assessment. Tesla sells direct to the consumer. The Reterra platform is a direct-to-farmer marketplace that cuts out all those carbon brokers. Tesla has vehicle-to-grid services. This system has farm-to-climate, where farms provide paid ecosystem services. It's a complete parallel revolution, but for agriculture.
And this all leads us to this really profound comparison of visions for the future. We all know Elon Musk's grand ambition, right?
occupy Mars, using incredible technology to colonize a dead planet. The vision here is a bit different. It's to occupy soil, using biology to recolonize our own degraded Earth with life. One vision looks up to the stars for an escape, the other looks down to the ground for regeneration.
So, what does this big vision of regenerating our own planet actually add up to? Well, it's really a call for a new mission, a planetary one, that can be summed up in a powerful acronym that you might have heard before, MEGA.
But this isn't what you think. MEGA here stands for something different. Make Earth Generate Abundance. It's a vision where our economic incentives are finally perfectly aligned with ecological health. It's a positive-sum future where we actually create wealth by healing the planet, and that generates prosperity for everyone, especially the farmers who are the stewards of our land.
And here's the core thesis. This is the whole thing in a nutshell. When you shift the economics so radically that farmers are getting 75% of the carbon value, and when the soil beneath their feet becomes an appreciating asset that's more valuable than gold, well then planetary regeneration is no longer just some nice idea, it becomes an economic inevitability.
So, I'll leave you with this. For pretty much all of human history, our economic system has profited from extraction, from taking things. This new model proposes the exact opposite. So the question we all have to ask ourselves is, what happens to our world when healing the Earth finally becomes more profitable than destroying it?